Hey everyone, welcome back to English with Class.
Emma, before we start today, I want you to imagine two people.
Okay, I'm listening.
Person A is at a party. Someone walks up to them and asks, "So, what are you into?" Person A smiles and says, "Oh, I like reading, I like music, I like spending time with friends." The other person nods politely and immediately looks for someone else to talk to.
We all know that nod.
Now, person B, same party, same question. "So, what are you into?" Person B thinks for 1 second and says, "Honestly, I have been completely obsessed with the history of lost cities lately. Like places that just vanished and nobody fully knows why."
Okay, I want to know more about that immediately.
Exactly. Same situation, same question. Two completely different results.
What was the difference?
That is exactly what today is about.
Why do some people sound fascinating and others sound like a form you fill out at the doctor's office?
I am a fun and sociable person.
Nobody who is actually fun describes themselves that way.
Nobody.
I'm Emma.
And I'm Jake. And today on English with Class, we are going to show you exactly why this happens and how to fix it
In English,
in real conversations.
starting today.
Before we dive in, if this episode opens something up for you, please subscribe and share it with one person.
One person who also says, I like music, and wonders why nobody asks a follow-up question.
Let's get into it.
Jake, let me ask you something directly. Have you ever felt boring in English?
Honest answer?
Honest answer.
Yes.
There was a period when I was first really trying to communicate in English where I felt like I had been replaced by a robot.
A robot?
In my own language, I am funny. I tell stories. I make people laugh. People want to hear what I have to say.
But in English.
In English, I was just giving information. I work in marketing. I have 2 siblings. I enjoy hiking.
Facts.
Just facts. No color. No personality. No me.
That is such a painful feeling, actually. Knowing who you are inside, but not being able to show it.
Like being trapped behind glass. You can see the conversation happening, but you can't fully reach it.
I know that feeling. I remember the first time someone asked me, "So, what are you into?"
What are you into? Already a phrase that needs unpacking.
Right? Into, meaning, what are your interests? What do you like? But said in that casual, effortless way.
And what did you say?
I said, I like many things.
I like many things.
The most useless answer in the English language.
It tells the other person absolutely nothing.
Nothing. And I could see it in their eyes. That small flicker of, okay, this conversation is going nowhere.
And then the silence.
The terrible silence. And I thought, but I do like things. Specific things. Interesting things. Why couldn't I just say them?
So, why couldn't you?
Because in English, I only knew how to state facts, not how to tell stories.
That is the whole difference. Facts versus stories.
Facts are forgettable.
Stories are magnetic.
I like reading is a fact.
I get so lost in books that I once missed my train stop is a story.
Same information, completely different impact.
One makes people nod.
The other makes people say, wait, tell me more.
And that is what we are teaching today. How to go from facts to stories. How to go from information to personality.
How to stop sounding like a doctor's form and start sounding like yourself.
In English.
Okay, so let's break this down. Why do English learners default to facts?
Because facts are safe. Facts are easy to translate. I like music. You know those words. You learned them early. They are comfortable.
But comfort is the enemy of interesting.
Exactly. When you play it safe with language, you sound safe. And safe is boring.
So the first shift we need to make is from safe to specific.
Specific. This is the most important word in this entire episode.
I like music. Not specific.
I am obsessed with 90s R&B. It was playing at every important moment of my life. Specific.
One of those statements makes someone curious.
One of them ends the conversation.
Can I tell you something specific about myself?
Please.
I am obsessed with old maps.
Old maps?
Like antique maps. Maps from hundreds of years ago. I can spend hours just looking at how people imagined the world before they fully knew it.
That is genuinely fascinating, Emma. I want to know more about that.
See? If I had said, I like history, you would have nodded and moved on.
But I am obsessed with old maps, and here is why.
You lean in.
I lean in completely.
Specificity creates curiosity.
Every single time.
Okay, so the first phrase we want to give you today is a replacement for I like.
Because I like is the weakest way to express interest in English.
I like coffee. I like movies. I like traveling.
These sentences could belong to any person on Earth.
They say nothing about who you are.
So instead of I like, try these.
Phrase 1. I am really into.
I am really into means you are currently very interested, engaged, maybe a little obsessed.
I am really into documentary films right now.
I am really into learning about Japanese history.
I am really into this new podcast. It's about true crime, and I cannot stop listening.
See, really into already sounds more alive than I like.
Phrase 2. I have always been fascinated by.
Fascinated by means deeply curious, drawn to, wanting to understand more.
I have always been fascinated by how languages work.
I have always been fascinated by old buildings. Everyone has a story.
I have always been fascinated by why some people become great and others with equal talent never do.
Notice how each sentence opens a door.
The listener wants to walk through it.
Phrase 3. One thing people don't know about me is...
This phrase is powerful because it creates immediate intimacy.
You are letting someone in. You are sharing something real.
One thing people don't know about me is I secretly love horror movies.
One thing people don't know about me is I used to be terrified of public speaking.
One thing people don't know about me is I have been keeping a journal since I was 12. Every one of those makes you want to ask a follow-up question. Exactly. Wait, what happened with the public speaking?
A journal since 12? What do you write about?
The phrase does the work.
Emma, we have 3 phrases now. Really into, fascinated by, one thing people don't know about me. These 3 open doors.
But phrase 4 does something different.
What does it do?
It doesn't open a door, it pulls someone through it.
Tell me.
Phrase 4. There is something about that.
There is something about early morning walks that resets everything for me.
There is something about live music that makes me feel completely present.
There is something about reading physical books, not screens, that feels different.
This phrase is beautiful because it doesn't explain. It just gestures toward a feeling.
And feelings are contagious.
When you describe a feeling authentically, the listener feels something too.
And when people feel something, they remember you.
Jake.
Tell me something you are into, using a feeling.
Okay. I have been really into cooking lately.
Now, add a feeling.
I have been really into cooking lately, and it surprised me because I always thought cooking was just a chore. But there is something almost meditative about it. Chopping vegetables, the smell of garlic in the pan. For 30 minutes, nothing else exists.
Now I want to come to your house for dinner.
See the difference?
Completely different. Same topic, cooking. But one version has texture.
Texture. What a perfect word for it.
It has smell, sound, feeling. It has you in it.
Can I share something I am genuinely embarrassed about?
Yes, please.
I used to think hobbies were things you did, things to list. I play football. I read books. I watch movies.
Check, check, check.
Exactly, like a form. And I noticed that when I listed my hobbies, people politely nodded and immediately changed the subject.
The polite nod, the silent killer of conversations.
The worst. And I couldn't understand why, because I genuinely loved those things.
But you weren't showing your love. You were just naming it.
Exactly. There is a huge difference between I like football and football is the only thing that makes me scream at a television. And I am completely fine with that.
See, that second version tells me who you are.
It tells you I am passionate, maybe a little dramatic, and I have a sense of humor about myself.
All of that from one sentence about football.
Language is incredible when you use it right.
Okay, phrase 5. I am the kind of person who.
This is the most powerful self-description phrase in English.
I am the kind of person who has to finish a book, even if it's not good.
I am the kind of person who plans a trip for months, but packs the night before.
I am the kind of person who will spend 2 hours finding the perfect song for a moment.
That is very specific and very relatable.
Thank you.
Each of those sentences paints a portrait.
A small, vivid, specific portrait.
And people remember portraits,
They forget lists.
but they remember portraits.
Okay, let's do the vocabulary section.
Yes, because some words we use today are exactly the words you need to sound interesting in English.
These aren't just vocabulary words.
These are personality words.
Words that add color, depth, dimension. First word, obsessed. Obsessed means you think about something constantly. You love it deeply. Maybe too much.
I am obsessed with minimalist design.
She is obsessed with that new show. She watched the whole season in one night.
Obsessed. Passionate. Consumed by something.
Second word? Fascinated. Fascinated means deeply curious, pulled towards something, wanting to understand it.
I am fascinated by how different cultures celebrate the same things differently.
He has always been fascinated by the ocean. Everything about it.
Fascinated. Curious. Drawn in. Captivated.
Third word? Meditative. Meditative means something that calms your mind, brings you peace, quiets your thoughts.
Long walks have a meditative quality for me.
Cooking can be meditative if you let yourself focus on just that.
Meditative. Calming.
Peaceful. Focusing the mind.
Fourth word, captivating. Captivating means something holds your attention completely. You cannot look away, you cannot stop.
She told the most captivating story. Nobody moved the entire time.
There is something captivating about cities at night, all that life happening at once.
Captivating. Magnetic. Impossible to ignore.
And fifth word, authentic. Authentic means real, genuine, truly you, not performed or pretended.
The most interesting people I know are just completely authentic.
When you talk authentically about what you love, people feel it.
Authentic. Real. Genuine. No mask.
These 5 words, when you use them naturally, you immediately sound more interesting.
Because interesting people use interesting words.
Okay, before we finish,
Your challenge.
A real one.
take one thing you love, one hobby, one interest, one passion.
And describe it using one of our 5 phrases.
Not, I like it.
Not, it is fun.
I am really into. I have always been fascinated by. There is something about that. I am the kind of person who,
One phrase, one thing you love, out loud.
right now, before you do anything else,
And I want to say something. To anyone listening who feels like they are the boring version of themselves in English,
please say it, Jake.
you are not boring. Your language is just not ready yet for the person you already are.
That is the most important thing we have said today.
And your language will get there.
One phrase at a time.
One conversation at a time.
And if you want to share your phrase, write it in the comments.
We read every single one. And honestly, reading how people describe what they love is our favorite part of every episode.
Every time.
Okay, let's bring it home. Remember person A from the beginning?
I like reading. I like music. I like spending time with friends.
And the polite nod, and the person who walked away.
Yes.
Now, same person, same party, but this time, they know what you know now.
Honestly, I have been completely obsessed with the history of lost cities lately. Like places that just vanished. And nobody fully knows why.
Nobody walks away from that conversation.
Nobody. Why do you sound boring when you talk about yourself in English? Because you give facts, not stories.
Because you are safe, not specific.
Because you list, not paint.
But now,
You have the phrases.
you have the words.
And you have the most important reminder
Your language is just not ready yet.
for the person you already are.
But it is getting there.
Every single day.
This was English with Class.
I'm Emma.
And I'm Jake.
Until next time,
Keep talking
keep being specific.
and be kind to yourself.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Take care.